right, so welcome back to Dilemma's Concept. So we're looking at question 5, which is 100 students. All right, so we want to note this because we want to note that we're dealing with 100 students. So it says 100 students were surveyed on the amount of money they spent on data for their cell phone during a week. All right, so 100 students were surveyed on that. So now it says that the table shows the results as well as the midpoint for each class interval. All right, that's that. All right, so we're seeing everything that they said there. Using the table, determine the modal class for the amount of money spent. The modal class is the class that occurs most frequently. So that's the modal class. So then looking at the modal class, we have to look at the number of students here, this column here. All right, so which one occurs most frequently? We're talking about 31 would have produced this. So we're talking about from the class, this class where x is less than or equal to 80 or greater than 70, we had 31 students. So that would be our modal class. So this is the class where x is less than or equal to 80 or it is greater than 70. So that's our modal class. It occurs the most. All right, let's continue. Part B says calculate an estimate. All right, calculate an estimate of the mean amount of money spent, giving your answer to 2 decimal places. So what we're looking at now, we want to find the mean. All right, so I'm going to work it up top here. All right, so we want to find the mean. But remember, we have our f and our x. So we could create a little fx column based on the formula for the mean. So I'm going to drop the formula for the mean on the side. So the formula for the mean says the sum of fx over the sum of f. All right, so here is my f and that's my x. So it's for me to work out the thing, create an fx column. So I'm going to create this as my fx column, just extending these lines so that we could have the working in there, right? All right, so let's go. All right, so we want to do that right about now. So here is the deal. fx, we're talking about 7 times 55, right? 7 times 55 should give us 7 times 55. That gave us 385. So I'm going to write my 385 there. The next one is 11 times, so this is 11 times 65. So 11 times 65, and that's 715. The next one is 31 times 75. So we're having 31 times 75, and we have 2,325 right there. The next one is 29. So we have 29 times 85. All right. Let me write the 9 a little, the stick a little longer. Right? So 29 times 85, and that's 2,465. And then the last one is 22 times 95, and 22 times 95 gives us 2,090. So there it is, 2,090. So let us summarize. Already we know the total number for the F column because we're told it was 100. And then now, let's total up what we have here. So we're talking about 385 plus 715 plus 2,325 plus 2,465 plus 2,090. So all of that would have come to, so the sum that I'm getting here is 7,980. And remember now, let's drop it in the formula that we had here waiting all along. So let's plug this in the formula. So we're talking 7,980. We want to divide that by 100. And then the response for the mean, all right? So the mean, what we call x bar at times, is equal to 79.80. right? And this is money, all right? Money. And if you notice, they said 2DP. If you put 79.8, you're in problem because money must be rounded off to 2 decimal places at all times. Plus, they specifically told us 2 decimal place here. So don't take it for granted. So we're talking about $79.80. All right, so there it is. We have dealt with that. Let's see what else they want to ask here. It reports that the median amount of money spent was $84. Briefly explain why Damien's report could be correct. Now, he says, briefly explain why it could be correct. We're talking about the median. If you want to find out if 84 is anywhere correct, you want to firstly find out where is the median class. So we wanna quickly do a calculation, finding the median class, and then we decide on what Damien had investigated and found. Now, we could quickly do a median check. What I normally do is to add 1 to the frequency and divide by 2. So we're talking about 101 divided by 2, and this is going to be 101 divided by 2 will actually give us a good position for the median. It's not going to give you the median, but it's going to give you the position where the median lie. So what we're going to do is that we're going to do a cumulative check up the table. We're going to do a cumulative check up the table. We're going to do a cumulative check down the table. And by cumulative check, I mean adding each row going down until we reach or pass 50.5. So immediately as we pass, we stop. And then we will organize ourselves. So let us see. 7 plus 11, 7 plus 11, that is 18, plus 31, that's 49. And then by we add 29, would have passed. So when I'm coming down, it is telling me that I need to stop right here, right here. All right, going down, it says stop right here. Let's see if when I'm going up, if it would have said the same thing. 22 plus 22 plus 29. 22 plus 29 adding up here. By the time I add 22 and 29, then it's saying to me that, hey, you would have passed because 22 plus 29, that's 40, that's 51. So that means adding up this way, we would have checked this column, and coming down this way by adding would have checked this here. And then it's saying that, listen, the median is in this class. Now, that's where the median is. That's the position of the median. The good thing is that you do realize that the midpoint is $85. So we definitely, the median is coming from the class where X is less than or equal to 90, but greater than 80. So the median is actually in this class. And then now the mid value is equal to 85. On that stance, you would see that 84 would be a very, very, very good report because it is from the median class and the mid value is 85. So definitely you could see then that, yes, Damien could have been correct because his number is from the median class because the median class moves from 80 up to greater than 80 and stop at 90. And 84 is greater than 80. You could see that, and it's less than 90 or equal to 90. So it's in that category. And the mid value for that same class is 85. So yes, Damien could have been correct right there based on the number that he picked up. All right, let us jump to the last set of questions. So it says, the two-way contingency table below gives information on the mode of transportation to school for 100 students. All right. So then it says we have some that walk, cycle, drive, and then we have the total. So what we want to do, is just to check up and fill out those missing spots. So if I know that the total for the walk column is 23 and I have 15, then I simply say, guess what? For this spot, it has to be 23 minus the 15, right? So we want to say 23 minus the 15. and we realize that we have an 8 right here. Hold on. We have 8 right there for that. And then now, so let me just highlight my 8. So that's the 8 for that. And then now we want to find out some spots for that. We want to find out some spots for that. We want to find out some spots for that. All right. So we want to know what goes there. Again, going across, we have a total column. So we need to add up. So for this one, we want to add up. Let me put it at the side. You want to add up 8 plus 18 plus 26. And it's going to give us the value for that missing spot. So 8 plus 18 plus 26. And that is going to give us 52. And so we're having this here would have been 52 right there. All right. So again, we want to have some other things here. We have the boys column going across. We have 15 plus 14, that's 29. So if I subtract, so let me put it here. If I say 48, which is the total for the boys, minus what we have, which is 29, which is a sum of the 15 and the 14, that gave us the 29 right there. So then if we subtract that, right? So we subtract that from 48, yeah? 48 minus that 29, we're looking at about 19. So this is 19 that cycled, right? Then now adding up 19 plus 18 would have given us 37 if we are finding the total coming down for that column there. So basically what we're doing is going through, picking and working out, and those are the values that we expected to have in the column. All right, now that the table is completed, yeah, we got our 2 marks here. Then we want to see what the B section says. A student is selected at random. What is the probability that he or she was being driven to school? We're talking about the probability that a boy or a girl being driven to school. So we want to know what is the total for those persons who have been driven. What's the total for the driven? We're talking about a total of 40. So it is 40. So for this, talking about probability, you know, so the moment we have probability, so it's 40 over 100. All right. So they didn't say to the lowest term, but that is correct. All right. So if you want to break it down, you said 0.4, or you want to say 40%, all of those responses are okay. All right. So definitely 40 would have been that probability. Let's look at the other one. The next question says, one of the girls is selected at random. What is the probability that she did not cycle to school? All right, so a girl is selected. What is the probability that she did not cycle? All right, so what we want to do is to look at the girls, all right? So we're talking about the girls that did not cycle. So if you're a girl and you did not cycle, it means then that you walk or you were driven. So it's either you walk or you were driven. So these are the numbers that we're looking at. So if you did not cycle, then it's going to be a combination of walking and driving. So it is, so we want to add up that 8 plus, we want to add up that 8 plus that 26. And it's going to give us 34 over the total. So we could say 34 over that, or we could have said 0.34, or somebody else might say 34%. All right. So basically, that's that. So thank you for watching Daily Maths Concept. Please like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment at Daily Maths Concept. And look out for the next video by clicking that notification bell. Thank you.